Right. How about some Turrican 2? Right, well, I gotta get the window ready, so... Where is it? Okay. Also, I gotta make sure that what the heck is going on here? Advanced scene switcher is... why? Why was advanced scene switcher inactive? I really don't know why advanced scene switcher was inactive, but anyway... Here's Turrican 2 for MS-DOS. To get rid of the Amiga stuff at the side. And with that, I will... The DOS port of Turrican 2 was made by Sun Project. Free version. Sun Project. The original Amiga version was made by... The original Amiga version was made by... something... by Rainbow Arts and Factor 5. The DOS port of Turrican 2 certainly looks snazzy. Got all these fancy graphics. It's really snazzy. I don't like the bounce weapon. And I'm suffering a bit of a handicap with the controls here because my microphone is in the way. But controls for the DOS port are pretty much the same as the controls for the Amiga port. Amiga version. Control and space to use the super weapon, space and left or right to use the gyroscope. And unlike in Turrican 1, you can use the gyroscope whenever. In Turrican 1, you can only use the gyroscope 3 times per life. I'd like to avoid losing lives if I have to. And you can see this version of the game looks a lot better than the Amiga version. For me anyways. At least from my point of view, this looks a lot better than the Amiga version. I'm trying to shoot the... Oh yeah, I like doing that. It's really nothing like getting a whole bunch of enemy. There's really nothing like destroying a whole bunch of enemies with the gyroscope. Gotta try, and laser. Apparently this weapon that I have right now is the laser, but I wouldn't call it a laser. Although I wouldn't call it a laser. They stole the graphic. The developers of Duke Nukem 2 stole the graphics for it. For the flamethrower weapon in Duke Nukem 2. See, it's much easier to use the gyroscope here than it is. Much easier to use the gyroscope here than it is in the original Amiga version of the game. Didn't think I'd be able to do that. Didn't think I'd be able to take them out with the those bees with the gyroscope. I don't know what they are. Some kind of insect, but to me they look like bees. Almost. Hopefully I've got a better understanding of the game by now. You know, I actually played through and beat a fan remake of Turrican 2 for Amiga, and I actually played through and beat a fan remake of Turrican 2 for Amiga. The fan remake uses the graphics from the MS-DOS, this MS-DOS version of the game. I don't like the bounce weapon. For one thing, it's very limited in what you can hit with it, although it bounces off walls. As the shots bounce off walls, but they're also not very powerful, and they man. Personally, I think the timer is the worst part of this game. I don't know if it's possible to get over there from here. I didn't think so. But, you know, 10 minutes, 600 seconds, that doesn't give me much time to explore the level like I want to. I want to explore this level. The game isn't really allowing me to explore effectively. Also, I don't know if there are secrets that the fan remake adds that probably were not in the original game. I don't know if they were in the original game or not, but in the fan remake you have these floating drones that follow you around and guide you towards the secret areas. By the way, I changed the script that I use for the PNG tuber thing. I'm using a native plugin now. Using a native plugin now instead of a Python script. That should be lighter weight. It should be lighter on system resources. Probably faster too. Oh man. But the fan remake is quite a bit easier because the secret areas give you 100 seconds of extra bonus time. Each secret area in the fan remake gives you more 100 seconds of bonus time. And that really made it a lot less frustrating to get through the game, I must say. You know, the first impressions of this game, Turrican, were Contra plus Metroid, but Turrican is still reminiscent of Contra and Metroid, but it does its own. But can't really say whether it does its own thing or not. I haven't really played a whole lot of Contra or Metroid. I haven't played Metroid at all. I've only watched people play Metroid. What the hell? Did I forget to kill that guy? Maybe I did, or maybe I just didn't see him till now. Oh yeah, there's a boss here. And for killing this boss, you get 2 extra lives. In games like this, it's absolutely... It's important to hoard lives. Damn, there was a secret area up there, and I wanted to go there. I wanted to get to it. Maybe all is not lost after all. I can still get to that secret area that I want to go to. But how to... How to get rid of that bit before it kills me. Also, that part of the level, it was blocked off. You see the background? You see that rock formation? Looks like a man. Looks like a man carrying something. And that, to me, you hinted that there is more to it than meets the eye. By the way, if you collect 100 diamonds, you get an extra continue. How is a continue different from an extra life? Well, a continue lets you restart the world you're on from scratch. Sun Project really did a amazing job with this DOS port. I would call this awesomeness, but you know, also I dare say Turrican is a rage game. You know how people like to call Jump King a rage game? Well, I dare say Turrican also counts as a rage game. I know there was a secret area down here. Right, I have one more continue. I didn't start with any continues, but the clock is gonna kill me. Shouldn't have jumped down here. I'm out, good grief. That is so annoying. Still have the laser though, but... That's what he's... Gotta keep an eye on this guy. Where that guy's shooting. I'm glad I have 12 lives now, but Oh yeah, I played this music in the intro. Yeah. Wait. The spread shot is much better than... Man. I'm not sure if I don't remember exploring this fully yet. Man. You know what amazing quality of life feature that the fan remake added? It added the ability to look down. It's a shame that this version doesn't let you look down. No. Makes me wonder whether shooting these things will help me or not. Did it change the music? I think it changed the music. Man. You know how they called Junk King a rage game? Well, I dare say Turrican too. I dare say Turrican is also a rage game. I do not like this weapon. It has such a limited hit range and so limited in what it can hit. And that bounce weapon is so limited in what it can hit. And you can only... The best way to make use of it is to bounce it off, is to hit a wall with it, but bouncing off the walls, there's not always... You don't always have a wall to bounce your shots off of, and... Like here, for example, you don't have a wall... You don't have a lot of walls to bounce your shots off of. The pew's still there. It is, thank goodness. I really should be more careful with... Really be more careful with what I shoot at, like... I shouldn't shoot at those things, because they're... You know, you shoot back when you shoot at them. And also, you can't aim. this the laser? It is. Apparently this weapon is a laser. I like the laser. And I like... I also like the spread shot weapon. I didn't like the laser in the original Turrican because it had such a... it was so limited in what you could hit with it. I almost died there. And I died there because stupid ants decided to. Frickin' ants decided to. Something on my head. Oh, the bot to get rid of. Oh, thank you for the raid, Lena Bob. How are you doing? Anyway, again, thank you very much for the raid. I'm Talon. I like to play a lot of retro games for PC. Yeah, especially MS-DOS, Windows 95, Windows 98. But right now, well, I'm playing the DOS version of Turrican 2. So, what were you doing? How was your stream? Oh my. Oh my goodness, these big bouncing spiking balls. Some Amiga stuff. Oh yeah, I've also done streams like that, just playing random Amiga games that caught my interest. You never see the DOS version of Turrican 2. Well, this is it. This is the DOS version of Turrican 2. You see, if I can get up there. See if I can get back up there. You know, there's a fan remake of Turrican 2 for the Amiga and the fan remake of Turrican 2 uses the graphics from the DOS version of Turrican 2. Ooh, and for getting back up here, I get a whole bunch of extra lives. That's amazing. It's like the secret area in the fan remake. I saw that in the fan remake for this. And I actually beat the fan remake. But the fan remake, it made it easier. Made it quite a bit easier with the secret areas and the time limit extensions. Damn it. What do I do about those? Thank goodness for the P. Oh yeah, this is the super weapon. You activate it with control and spacebar. don't think I would have ever been able to. I don't think I would have been able to beat even the fan remake of Turrican 2 without all those extra lives and secret areas that gave you extra time. I'm so glad that the monsters do not respawn. To get out of here. It's very unlikely that I'll be able to find another health pickup before I get to the next part of the level. Oh man. And that buzzsaw thing, that's called the gyroscope. In Turrican 2 you can do it whenever you want, but in the original Turrican, you could not... You could only do it 3 times per life. I have the sneaky suspicion that another one of those damn balls is gonna... Of course they do that to me. I really do not like this bounce weapon because it is so limited. It only bounces in certain directions, and there's only so many walls that you can bounce your shots off of. You don't always have walls to bounce your shots off of. Though, I admit it does come in handy. The weapon does come in handy, but not all the time. Wondering if I could hit the... If I can't hit that, maybe I can hit the other one. I really don't know a good strategy for dealing with those balls and the... Excuse me. Yeah. You know how they call Jump King a rage game? Well, I dare say Turrican is also a rage game. Because of how it makes you... Because of how mean it is. And this is where you gotta synchronize your jumps with the updrafts. Also, you gotta worry about these robots that get in your way, and... Well, at least I went out with a bang. Man. Oh, stop getting in my way, for poop's sake. Ah! Now I'm back to the frickin' basic weapon. It's like refusing to get hit because it's off the screen. And my time is about to run out. Good grief. This game is so mean. Didn't give me healing. Oh, please, stop getting in my way! Those guys are so annoying. By the way, Lena Bob, I will check out the end of your VOD. What the? Why is this game doing this to me? Well, there's no way. I have the worst weapon in the game and I have to fight this... I have to fight this damn boss with the worst weapon in the game. Come on. Well, at least my lightning beam extends pretty far. Damn it all. There, did I? Well, thanks for the follow. I made my follows anonymous recently, so feel free to, if you want people to know it was you, feel free to say so. Well... Well, I must admit that the bounce weapon is useful here, but... Oh man, why does the game do this to you? It backs you into that corner and it backs you into that awful corner. Trying my best. Why? I'm already almost dead. Thanks, game, for pushing me into the wall. I didn't ask to be pushed into the wall, but you did it to me. As long as I'm not dying. As long as I'm not dying every freaking second. T3, I'll be back. What killed me there? Like, what the heck killed me there? Like, seriously, what killed me there? You know what? Screw it, I'm just gonna... Oh my god, they made this boss so much harder. It's like they made this boss so much harder in this port of the game. I have to use the worst weapon to kill this boss. I lost 6 lives to this. And another one. Thought I was in between those bullets. Now you just gotta avoid the walls as best you can. Because this part goes super fast, and I'm going to pause scum. You know, pause the game so that I can... I'm gonna pause the game so I can think about what I'm doing. Give me time. Damn, there was some one-ups. And I missed another one-up, I guess. So many lives were lost. And now I have to fight another boss. How wonderful. What do I do? I lost 10 lives. 10! That's not good. I believe most of the lost lives were because of the walls. Great, where do I go from here? Because I lost so many lives, I lost all my weapon and power. At least they give me a generous amount of time, 15 minutes to explore this level. You should free this level in the original Amiga version of this game. You know what? Screw it. I was hoping I'd be able to get back up there, but no! Why would... Because there's an extra life up there. I missed a secret area. 5 lives left. Oh good, I have another opportunity to get into the secret area. This is why they call this is why I dare say Turrican is a rage game. It is so mean to you who in it. Really does not pull any punches with making your life a heck. Really does not pull any punches with making your life hell. You know, I recognize this music. It was also used in a... I recognize this music being used in a Doom mod. I've heard this music in a Doom mod before. It's really good music, but I highly doubt that there's much chance that I'll be able to find another extra life. Thank goodness for that power up. There's something over here. Right, let's see where this takes me. No. They definitely got inspiration from Metroid there, cause they definitely took that from Metroid. You know, the ability to lay bombs when you're in the gyroscope. I don't like the bounce. Yeah, thanks. How long will that last me? Probably not very long. Well, hopefully now that I'm through the section with the worst section of the game, the section I hate the most about the game, I'll be able to... now that I'm actually done with it. Alright. I have 13 power lines. Apparently, when you press the space bar, it unleashes the power lines. Apparently, that's what that weapon is called. It's called power lines. Oh, what's up here? Can I get over there? Maybe I should use the power lines against those missiles. Would be nice if I could get a one-up from those hidden goodie blocks. It'd also be nice if it was possible to get time bonuses in this game. You know, extra time to explore and do stuff in these levels. I think I've been here before. Something tells me I've been here before. Yeah, it must be the lack of enemies. Damn it, will you? Will you open fire already? Whatever, maybe I should just try to go to the exit now. I know there's a dragon boss at the exit. Got him at last. Got him at last. Hey, it looks like not all of the fire. The laser now. There's nothing worse than having to fight the boss with the worst weapon in the game. Leave the rest there. Right, I need to find the boss. Wait a how to get out of here? There's the way out. Man. I stopped for the flamethrower. Man, this game can be really so cruel. Idiot! And I'm running out of time! Where do I go? Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dead! I'm out! Damn it! And I doubt there's anything more for me to find here. That's why I call Turrican 2 a rage game. Damn it. And I found all the secret goodie blocks, and there's no more. And I ran out of power lines too. And I stupidly ran into that flamethrower. This game is so cruel. Well, here's a place I haven't been to. I need to find that boss. Now. Real. Damn it. And well, all the power-ups in the world are not going to give me any extra lives, which I need because, good grief, you can lose your lives so easily in this game. Good heavens. This game is beyond. This game is cruel. This game is so damn cruel. If losing lives wasn't bad enough, no. Losing lives is only the tip of the iceberg. We aren't gonna spare you any lives. I only found one extra life on this level. Well, I suppose I may as well. We'll keep going. Yeah. This conveyor belt prevents you from using the gyroscope. Oh. Like that. It's like a secret passage. Why does it take so long? Wish it didn't take so long for this lightning beam to charge up. Glad that giant cog doesn't split into smaller cogs like the ball, that spike ball. Oh, I have the laser again. Man. And this soundtrack is really good. Maybe I shouldn't be spending so much time with looking for these secret areas and opening up the secret goodie blocks. What's up here? Anything? Right now I need extra lives. Because the game is so mean. The game loves to take them away. Worst weapon. That was a decent weapon. That spread shot is a decent weapon, but oh my goodness, if I didn't have the shield, I'd be cooked by now. Literally cooked, because that is a flamethrower. Also, remember that I have I should also remember that I have plenty of power lines. Oh man, getting a bit overzealous with the power lines. You know, just wait for the... 2 extra lives. That's not... Well, even with those 2 extra lives... Will I be able to make it? Though, even with those 2 extra lives... Glad I got away from the spikes of death in time, but I... Oh, nice. But how do I get back? It's nothing special. We didn't have to do anything special to get back. Goodness, but... So worried that there's enemies that'll pop out of nowhere and ambush me from... Be nice if you could aim up, you know, maybe by holding maybe you could implement that by holding down the shift key and forget it, it's gone. Forget about it, it's gone. No more. Well, at least the diamonds tell me where I have been and where I haven't been. What the hell? I mean... It's like I lost control there. And I nearly died there. I not hit that thing? Hopefully this one drops a piece so that I can heal up. Man. You know, I was thinking maybe using the gyroscope will get me somewhere. I'm glad I have 9 lives now, but how did I become a cat? Wait. It's much nicer to be killed by the clock than it is to be killed by an enemy and then the clock. Like, what the? Alright. That's that part of the game taken care of. And now we're on to the bloody alien part of the game. I don't know how it goes from the factory to It goes from the factory to the alien body horror part of this game. By the way, in the original game, those bouncing things were eyeballs. Balls of eye. Oh, man. Oh yeah. If you get touched by one of those, it's instant death. If you get hit by the tongues there, it's instant death. Man, it's clearly based on or inspired by Aliens by H.R. Geiger. He has the face huggers too. Good grief. Oh, I almost died there. Good heavens. As if that wasn't... Now we have to deal with actual xenomorphs. As if the enemy spamming shit at you wasn't bad enough. We have to deal with the volcano that spams shit at me. Hidden goodie block. Nice. Might be might give me a few things that I need. Like beam range extensions or power up. Oh, come on. I don't like this bounce weapon. Oh, it might be useful here, but I need to get the hell away from them. No! I thought I'd be able... Damn it, how do I get up there? Do that then! I'm going the other way. It's my, war continues, but... probably won't do me much good. Oh. These huggers. Now I have 6 lives now. Did I get an extra life by... or... did I get an extra life by collecting points, or... One up. How long will that last me, though? Not very long, I'd wager.
Power up. Power up. Surround. Shield.
Worried that the game is gonna throw it at me and I'm not gonna expect it like that. This game has a tendency to throw things at you. Well, even if that's instant death. Yeah, that extra life didn't last me very long. Fortunately, I got killed by one of those xenomorphs. And the boomerang spam. I'm so glad that my beam can reach across the whole screen now.
Power up.
Good.
Shield.
Where to go from here? I don't know, but... goodness. Oh, those facehugger nests. They have so much HP, those facehugger nests. Oh, thank goodness I got away from him in time.
No power. Laser. Shield. One up.
Extra life. Hopefully it lasts.
One up.
Just prepare to control space. Always gotta. Okay. What? Oh no. Ugh. I'm out. Is that an alarm? Uh, uh. Well, I'm thankful I'm going slowly. Know what awaits me down there, but I don't trust it to be safe down there. I just don't want to, lose the progress that I made, so I don't want to lose the progress that I made. I don't want to end up losing a huge amount of progress. Because, well, if I were to lose that much progress, it would take me a hell of a long time to regain it, and that would... Holy shit!
Power on. Surround. Laser. Power up. Multiple. Shield. Laser. Power on.
You don't act like an idiot. Don't be an idiot or a moron or... Damn. Full health to nearly dead in only a few seconds. And all these tons, if I get grabbed by one of them, I'm dead. I'd much rather... Can make it a... Can I survive this? Probably not, but I guess worth a shot. No!
One up. One up.
Well. Ugh. There's no hidden goodie blocks around here. Why? Oh, game, you are so mean and cruel. That is cruelty. Did we see the Statue of Liberty in here? I'll be glad to be a... There's the exit. I will be glad to be...
Power up.
I will be glad to leave this damn place. Right. 5 continues.
Down. Multiple. Laser. Down. Power side.
Yeah.
Multiple. Power side. Power side.
Damn. You really have to time your jumps well in this one.
Down. Laser. Laser. One up.
You know, I might actually make it to the end of this game. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing that I might actually end up getting to the end, make it to the finish line, and excuse me. I really wondered what the original Amiga really wonder what this level is like in the original Amiga version of this game. You really have to watch that timer.
Power up. Power on.
Wow. Timer on that one is... one doesn't have much of a timer. Ah, yes. I think I have to jump between those two. Ah, yes. One up. I'm not gonna pass up that opportunity. Like hell am I gonna pass that up? Like hell am I gonna decline that offer? I know. Damn it. Is that supposed to be that short of a timer? I guess so. That timer is absolutely nothing. Okay, can I get up there? Away this timer. Oh, final boss fight time! I know it. I know that this is the final boss of this game. Oh, Mr. Final Boss. So which end is he going to come out of? Assume that I will... No. Assume that I'm going to die if I... I can stand on his head. Oh man. Yikes. And now I'm back to the basic laser beam. Uh-oh. Rest in peace, final boss. 510 out of 500 diamonds. Survival bonus, game complete bonus. Alright. I don't think I'll be able to beat the DOS version of Turrican this time, but hey, I beat it! That's amazing. And now that I think of it, I should probably tweak my Andoran and what is left of its civilization has survived. Peace and freedom have been restored and the nightmares vanquished. The machine is no more. Casting one last look around him, our hero activates the zero-gravity rocket pack and heads for the stars. Rainbow Arts presents Turrican 2, The Final Fight. PC version by Sun Project. And here, and we have the rest of the credits. Right. Thinking of tweaking my avatar a little bit more so that decreasing reaction thresholds so that it's bugs and other animals. Borland Pascal, Basm Tasm, PC architecture. Wow. Retro programming languages. These retro programming languages do not have nearly as many safeguards, and they have a lot more foot guns than safeguards, I must say. Press escape if you don't want to read the Ultimate Sun Project readings. Fabian, Bianca, ich hab dich lieb. Percy, some greetings to John Smith. Mac Reinhard. Oh, so many people. Endless greetings from Sebastian go to Factor 5. Oh man. Chris Beck. He made the music for this game. Thanks from Sebastian go to. Oh, all these people. Additional beta testers. Watch for new Sun Project productions for Holy Hair to be out next year. Now I'm gonna look at that Moby Games. You know what? Let me just look up Holy Hair or Moby Games. Right. The end. I don't think I actually can make it to the end of this game, but hey. Press fire to start. And my scores from my previous runs. Oh boy. Maybe I'll do a full playthrough of the Amiga version later this month. I mean, Holger Schmidt, Julian Egebrecht. Oh man, Turrican 2 stole many of the Duke Nukem 2 stole many of the graphics from Turrican and Turrican 2. Oh, man. And with that is the end. That is the end of Turrican 2. Yeah. Holy Hair shows nothing for games. How about Sun Project? Is there anything that comes up for companies when I search for Sun Project? No. I mean, okay. My game window. Where is LibreWolf? Okay. Search Sun Project. Okay, company Sun Project. Turrican 2, The Final Fight. They did the DOS port. Well, anyways. Right. Now I have the stream category set to Freespace too. Alright. Okay. Oh god. My window manager seems to have crashed. Damn it. I think I'm gonna have to go into... That's not so bad, but I can't move any of the windows around. Okay. Options. Can I turn up the font size just a little bit? My windows are back. Okay. Options. Okay. SVPUI. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go into SVPUI to change a few of the settings, especially the font scaling. Room options. Where is the... Okay, miscellaneous briefing, fight cursor. Okay. I just wanna find the font scale factor here and put up 1.5. That's good. And now go back to derelict. Seriously now? MVP, use script, FSO, V, CPUI. Okay. Well, minimize D because I really don't know what happened there or why my window manager crashed. Would be nice to know, but okay, where's the... Right. Freespace 2 derelict. Alright. So, gotta get all these damn windows out of my way. Then, we continue with the derelict campaign. Last time we were chasing the... Oh no, the SCP last time we were chasing the shadows of Morgan Technologies. I remember the original Derelict campaign had some fancy loading screens, but like they had fancier loading screens than this. I have to disable the SCP UI now that I've increased the font size to something a lot more readable.
Excellent work.
Okay. Is my window manager gonna crash again? Hopefully not. Okay, when I think it was. Alright. Freespace 2 Derelict. And it has the increased font size that I asked for. Let me hide the game window for a second here. Just want to make sure. I just want to make damn sure that shows up properly. That, you know, if the window changes the title, then that might disappear. Okay. Right. The briefings and cutscenes. What the? This is not Derelict campaign. Okay, campaign room. Man. Something is really eating up my CPU cycles. And okay, at least I know that still works. Oh yeah, and in between my Freespace 2 streams, I've been playing the Derelict campaign. I've been playing between between the ashes. I beat the Between the Ashes tutorial in the Mephistophel campaign. Mephistophel is really short. Looks like I dropped a few frames. Not bad though, I suppose. Battles are won by slaughter and maneuver. The greater the general, the more he contributes in maneuver, the less he demands in slaughter. Winston Churchill. The bitter lesson for the past should teach us hard truths for the future. Yet time and again, the human race has failed to learn from its mistakes, rise up to the challenges set by new situations and new enemies. In our arrogance, we have believed for centuries that no enemy will survive contact with our plans. In truth, no plan of ours will survive contact with the enemy. Pride comes before a fall, and we have been proud and have fallen many times during the past 50 years. There are simply too many variables to consider when planning an appropriate strategy. Ultimately, the battle will be won and lost due to the tactical decisions made by those on the front lines.
Enough is enough. In spite of the mysterious roadblocks we've encountered, we have finally found a way to draw out the MTD Auriga. She has caused us a great number of problems over the past few weeks, from interfering with searches for the Shivans to massacring civilians and raiding scientific installations with no apparent method behind the madness. Although it is only one vessel, the Auriga has caused more damage than some small NTF battlegroups did at the height of the war. Now we must deal with the Auriga. The Auriga is an immensely powerful vessel, armed with heavy beam cannons and capable of far more damage than a normal Orion-class destroyer. It is also protected by a limited self-repair mechanism and a beam cannon inhibition device. These pose great problems to our forces when attempting to combat the vessel. We now know that the inhibitor works by disrupting our ion beams with electromagnetic radiation as they form, causing them to collapse. This effect prevents friendly vessels from firing, while the Auriga itself remains unaffected. The technology appears to have been developed around the framework for Admiral Bosch's ETAC design. Fortunately, sensor scans of the Auriga, coupled with our knowledge of the ETAC project and other pieces of data from captured MT Elite Guard crews, have helped us a great deal. We believe that we have enough information to temporarily negate the beam cannon inhibitor. This will enable us to launch an attack on the Auriga on roughly even footing. On the orders of GTVI, we are now initiating an operation to neutralize the threat posed by the Auriga. GTVI wants the Auriga captured, not destroyed. This will not only eliminate the threat posed by the MT destroyer, but it will give us a powerful and much-needed tool with which to fight the Shivans. The motives of the crew of the Auriga remain shrouded in mystery. As you'd expect, GTVI want to know their motives as well. The Auriga is a technological treasure trove of designs thought lost during the GTI rebellion 37 years ago, plus experimental technologies that we weren't even sure were possible. How all of this found its way onto a corporate destroyer is a mystery. GTBI also believe that the Auriga has the power to take on the Nyarlathotep. Capturing this vessel will be a tough job, but it may be our only hope. Our best pilots have therefore been picked for the job. Get down to the briefing room, Alpha. You're going to play an instrumental role in this mission. Alright, pilots. Let's get right down to business. The MTD Auriga is cornered in Delphi, from which there is no apparent escape route. The only node discovered in this system thus far is too unstable for subspace travel. The third battle group has been directed to assist us in this operation, so we have considerable resources available. However, the Auriga will not reveal itself readily. The vessel has proven on too many occasions already its capacity for evasion. Fortunately, our scouts have located a temporary supply depot set up by a forward group of MT vessels on the edge of the Delphi system. It is hoped that a strike at the depot will draw the Auriga out to defend the supplies and guard vessels. The supply depot is guarded by an Aeolus cruiser, the MTC Minerva, and one wing of fighters, designated Halberd. The supply depot attack force will consist of the GVCV Andrasta and 2 fighter wings, Alpha and Beta. In order for our plan to work, we need at least one important MT vessel to survive the attack so that the Auriga can rescue it. Alpha and Beta will therefore engage the fighters and destroy the cargo. However, the Minerva must not be destroyed. She'll be used to bait the Auriga out into the open. When the Auriga arrives, our trap will be sprung. The Andrasta will signal the GBD Luxor and our additional fighter and bomber reinforcements to enter the field. When the Auriga arrives, our trap will be sprung. The Andrasta will signal the GBD Luxor and our additional fighter and bomber reinforcements to enter the field of engagement. The Luxor is carrying modified sensor equipment which should allow our vessels to fire their beam weapons despite the Auriga's beam cannon inhibitor. The Luxor has also been given additional ablative armor to increase resistance to the Auriga's attacks. Alpha and Beta will then be joined by Gamma. All 3 wings will be tasked with clearing the area and protecting our bombers and capital ships as they commence the attack. Destroy all other MT combat vessels in the area. We don't want any scattered vessels causing us trouble once this operation is over. The bomber wings, consisting of Delta and Epsilon, are most at risk. The Auriga has a large complement of advanced fighters, which the bombers must be defended from. Once the bombers have disabled the Auriga, the GTT Gabriel will be sent in to secure the destroyer. When we have full control of the Auriga's bridge and vital systems, engines will be restored and the Auriga will depart. You will be relieved by additional Vesudin wings from the Luxor once the Auriga has been captured. You will then be authorized to depart. Good hunting, pilots.
Wow. We know that this possibly... What could possibly go wrong, eh? I wonder. I bet there are a hell of a lot of things that could possibly go wrong. Prometheus and Maxims. Okay, let's swap the Prometheus and Maxims because, you know, it's better to have the Maxims on the first bay so that the Maxims are closer to the reticle. That makes it easier to light subsystems and turrets.
Proceeding to engage the Minerva. Do not destroy that vessel, Andrasta. We want to lure out the MTV Auriga.
Well, actually...
Alright, pilot. This is the easy part. Let's make it quick and clean.
Sure.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You're not the one touching flat.
I could do a lot of good by destroying the Minerva's beam turrets and black turrets. I'm gonna use my afterburners.
Ceasefire on the Minerva. Okay, Andrasta. Begin phase 2 of the operation. You're coming with the Minerva. Prepare to be boarded.
Since we don't seem to have much of a choice, we'll comply, Vesudin. But our rights are protected under BATAC. Remember that.
Right.
The Auriga is jumping in, Command.
Brake to avoid the Auriga's beams, Andrasta.
Command, the MPC Minerva is making a run for the Auriga.
Destroyed, pilots. The Minerva is no use to us anymore.
I'm actually surprised that I'm doing as much damage as I'm doing to it.
Intercepted enemy fighters, so we can deploy our bomber wing. Every minute we delay, our capital ships suffer more damage. We are preparing a test fire now. Hey, sir. No,
I don't know where the anti-fighter beams on the Orion are.
let's just see how this turns out first.
Is that a special Orion? You know, you see a lot of those special Orions in the Freespace 2 fan campaigns. Oh, I have a bot to destroy. No, I don't want to end the mission. I just want to get rid of the bot.
The area is deploying Delta and spawning now. Reports from the Orica have targeted our bombers. Alpha and Beta, provide cover while we strike. The Orica has been disabled.
It doesn't look like we're needed here anymore. Epsilon and Delta now departing. Thanks for the help, pilots. This is the GPD Gabriel. We're proceeding to dock with the Origa.
Okay. Everyone protect that transport. Sure, capital ships can hold their own against the fighters. Or maybe the Shiva and send in their... Possible that the Shivans will send in their own.
Escort has arrived. Engage and destroy the pilot.
Right. They shouldn't be too much trouble. Okay.
Prepare to be boarded, Origa.
Axe wing is down. Good work.
This is it. Hold your breath, everyone.
Assad, the Origa's airlock seems to be jammed. It may take a few minutes.
We're reading a massive power spike from the Origa. The Gabriel's been destroyed. All units, clear the Origa immediately.
The Origa is coming back online. It was a trick all along. The Antrust has gone, and the Ruxor is under heavy attack.
I'm thinking we might still have a chance. Nah.
The Origa has jumped, command. Repeat, the Origa has jumped. There.
Get back to base, Alpha. All remaining wings, defend the Luxor until help arrives.
think, if you stick around, I think there might be bonus objectives to fulfill. Man. Some mission, in Freespace 1, I remember there being bonus objectives that you could fulfill by going above and beyond your Call of Duty, by, destroy all other empty vessels. Okay. How about... Well, I remember there being bonus objectives in Freespace 1 where you could go above and beyond your Call of Duty by, for example, in that mission where you have to get rid of the students from the asteroid belt. You could take out the Vasudne for extra points, or you could stick around the GTC ore for a few extra points. For a bonus objective. Okay.
The Auriga outwitted us again and escaped from the area, destroying the GVCV Andrasta in the process. We are guessing that she may have had some warning into our activities, given our recent experiences. Unfortunately, all of our preparation was for naught, and the GVD Luxor has been heavily damaged. She'll be in dry dock for a month or more, while the engineers fit a whole new engine array and repair the secondary damage. However, we were able to overcome the Auriga's beam inhibition device and attack the destroyer directly. This technology will come in handy should we have to face the Auriga again. Our scientists hope to adapt the device to inhibit the beams of hostile vessels in the future as well. Despite the failure of our primary objective, we were able to destroy all remaining Morgan Technologies vessels. The MT Defense Force has effectively been destroyed, the Auriga being the only surviving vessel. You survived a highly hazardous engagement, pilots, but many others did not. While we will mourn those who died on board the Andrasta and the GCT Gabriel, there is no time to waste now. We must strike at the Shivan fleet before they can devastate our systems. The Auriga has disappeared from the Delphi system, and the pursuit has cost too much and raised too many questions already. The hunt for the MTD Auriga is officially over.
What are we gonna do about it now, though? Man.
Eight days ago, the Shivans disappeared from the Tau Sigma system, with no sign of where they went. Somehow, the SD Narloth summoned a device similar to the ancient Knossos portal discovered in Gamma Draconis, with which they then stabilized a previously unknown jump node. In an instant, more than 20 capital ships suddenly vanished, with only this new mysterious subspace corridor in their wake. GTVA forces from the 8th Vasudin Battle Group formed a heavily armed defensive perimeter around the new node, while Signs vessels sought to explore its final destination. The answer came unexpectedly from a distress call received by a search and rescue vessel in the Sirius system. A Syrian civilian rescue team had been sent to investigate a transmission loss from a mining operation in one of the star system's asteroid belts. Just before their own communication system went dead, the rescue team signaled that they had encountered a Shivan deep-range patrol. Shortly thereafter, probes confirmed that the Shivans had opened up a previously unstable jump corridor between Tau Sigma and Sirius. The Shivans, it appears, have infiltrated deep into GTVA-populated systems. All available forces are moving to defend the populated worlds in that system. At this moment, long-range patrols from the 8th have entered Sirius, from the newly formed jump node, pursuing the Shivan advance. What the Shivans are after at this point is unclear. Their pattern of movement appears different from their previous engagements, where they have made strikes against populated areas or established supply lines. However, GTVA Command is not taking any chances, evacuating civilian targets perceived to be at risk, and drawing the Shivans away from these vulnerable targets. Given your experience and proven record against the Shivans and Tau Sigma, you and other pilots from the 212 Silver Sites have been assigned for active duty in pursuing the Narlithstep. You will rendezvous with the 8th Basudin Battlegroup flagship, GVD Kefrem, and the Terran destroyer GTD Ignatius, where you will be assigned your first mission.
Oh boy. We're gonna fight more Shivans now.
Kefrem and ships from the 8th Basudin Battlegroup arrived in Sirius some 6 hours ago. The Kefrem came through the newly stabilized jump node in Tau Sigma, following her own long-range patrols. Apparently, this node was mapped many years ago, but was too unstable for even small probes to use. After conducting extensive operations in Tau Sigma, as well as the recent patrols in Sirius, the Basudin destroyer is in need of fresh supplies. Prior to making its rendezvous with the GTD Ignatius, the Kefrem will be taking on supplies and a new wing of fighters from the GVD Nechtbet. Once these are secured, the Kefrem will then join the Ignatius in searching for the main Shivan fleet. We have to play this carefully, as a direct, unprepared confrontation with the SD Narlithstep, or even the SD Thon or SD Azatoth, could prove disastrous. Your task is to provide initial contact with the Kefrem, while she takes on supplies from the Nechtbet. Once there, help patrol the area during the docking procedure. Delta Wing will then join you for your return to the Ignatius rendezvous point. We do not expect any hostile encounters, but keep your guard up. Good luck, and see you when you return with the Kefrem.
Okay. I didn't really get much of that, but you can take a Hercules R2. That will let me mount some guns. And also let me carry 400 Tempest Gunfire missiles.
This is Alpha Way, reporting as ordered.
Welcome, Alpha. We are expecting the GVD Nechtbet momentarily for our resupply. Launching Delta Wing.
Stand by to receive our supply convoys.
Affirmative, Nechtbet. Standing by.
Wow, the Nechtbet. I never thought I'd actually hear her close.
Yeah, we got a star in her own right. Did they ever find enough duct tape for her engine?
Hell yeah. After she single-handedly took down a Ravana-class destroyer during the last invasion, despite having a malfunctioning power plant, to take good care of her. She has a gifted career.
Yeah. Did the pilots including Fence 4 ever get any credit? I don't think so.
Feeling a bit better back?
Oh, shut up.
Oh man.
So much for a free ride. I'm thinking of incoming hostile. Looks like the Shivas has noticed us.
Reminds me, years ago I was able to buy, I was thinking about video game prices and, people, it's widely believed that the fact that AAA games now cost $80 is Nintendo's fault, because Nintendo made their games cost $80 because reasons, yeah. And when Nintendo does it and they can get away with it, the other companies in the game industry think they can also get away with it. It also brings them more profits for their investors, their shareholders. speaking of which, I believe I was able to, when Freespace 2 first launched on GOG, that was a long time ago when Freespace 2 was one of the first games on GOG. It launched at a very cheap $10, $5 or $10. I can actually check my purchase history. Me too. I can actually check my purchase history to find out what the price of Freespace 2 was at that time, but Freespace 2 has gotten a lot more expensive since then. It was at the time when GOG had a policy of, your price must be $5 or $10, we won't accept anything else. Okay. You like this? So fun to fly around in space and shoot at aliens. They carrying tasers. Oh. The Prometheus is a very long-range weapon, so I can fire it at this distance. What is that? It's another one of the aura fighters. Oh my goodness. What if the Sheathens are sending something more, something bigger? Like one of the capital ships.
Alpha, keep engaging those Sheevan fighters, but make sure you let some of them escape.
Say again, Command. You want to start from go?
Affirmative, Alpha. There's no time to explain.
I guess it has to do with getting a lock on the Shiva battle group positions. Okay, I will order my wingman to form on me, and I will break off. I will break off attacking the enemies. Secondary objective is complete. Oh, I have to let Ares Wing escape. Those are the Astaroths over there. Oh man. Man, what a show. What a show of being.
Okay, Command. They're gone. Now, would you mind explaining what the hell you were doing?
In a moment, Alpha 2. Ephraim, did you get a vector?
Affirmative, Command. Transmitting our coordinate readings now.
Got it, Kefrem. Moving to stage 2 of the operation. Alpha, you're not out of it yet. Rearm if you have to, then engage your jump drive. We will brief you while in transit.
Okay. I thought we were supposed to be resupplying one of the destroyers. The Silver Sights. Squadron logo for the Silver Sights. Okay, jump to new location. I guess we're gonna get an in-flight briefing. Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
Pilots, we have an opportunity here that would be foolish to pass up. By letting a few Shivan fighters escape from the engagement at the Kefrem Nextbet rendezvous point, we have a directional vector of their point of origin. At roughly the same time, one of our other patrols just signaled they have spotted a group of hostile fighters in a debris cloud and are moving to intercept. Alpha, you and Delta Wing are to reinforce Beta Wing as they engage these fighters. However, you must let some of them escape in order for us to track them back to their source. Consider yourself a shepherd, pilot. Send these sheep home. Once the Shivans break off, you will immediately follow them back to their source. We will brief you on the next stage then. Happy hunting.
By the way, this is Alpha and Delta Wing. Moving to assist.
Glad you finally made it to the party. It seems that we're getting a bit close to the nest.
Any sign of where they're coming from, Beta?
Not yet. This asteroid field is blocking any clear trace of a guiding transmission. We'd be better off following them.
Okay, let's get at it. See if we can draw that fire out of the asteroid. Get home.
Oh man, I thought I had the bonfire selected. Okay, let's Are they coming towards me? Yes, they are coming towards me. So, I also remember, with regards to game prices, I remember buying Freespace 2 for a very low price from GOG.com way back when GOG first launched.
There's your cue, pilot. Those bombers will give us the lead we're looking for. Destroy the fighter cover, then the bomber should flee back to the Shivan rallying point.
It's like they're leading us on.
Not to be disrespectful, Command, but those bombers are carrying EMP weapons. How are we going to see where they're going?
Just don't get hit, Alpha.
Helpful advice as always, Command.
We do our best. Keep at it, everyone.
And how are my wingmen doing? Speaking of game price, I remember buying Freespace 2 for a very cheap price from GOG.com when GOG.com first launched, and I know that Freespace 2 has gone up in price since then, but well, that was back when GOG.com had a policy where you had to price your games at either $5 or $10. And they've dropped that policy now, but I still remember how cheap I had to pay for the Freespace 2. Okay, well, also, Wing Commander Prophecy, my favorite childhood video game. I remember seeing a listing for it, for a physical copy costing $60. Nowadays, you can buy it on GOG for $8. Right. Okay, where's the other Sagittarius?
Okay, that's it, Alpha. You've chased them off. Lock onto their jump signature and follow them to their source.
Dang, I hope I got it right.
Excellent work in sending those Sheevan bombers packing, pilot. However, your mission isn't over yet. The bulk of the Sheevan signals appear to be coming from a low orbit near one of Sirius's large gas giants. They have been using the atmosphere to hide their fleet, and no doubt to refuel. Beyond the signal triangulation, we have little more information than what we already have. Your task is to get yourself within 200 meters of any cruiser that you find, and give us the precise coordinates and heading of that vessel. We realize that this will be a tricky prospect, given that your ships have already seen heavy combat, and cruisers carry anti-fighter systems. However, keep the fighters off your tail and keep moving, and we will take care of the rest. Additionally, break off the operation immediately if there's any sign of a corvette or destroyer.
Okay.
We're in command. Several Sheevan capital ships directly ahead.
Glad I packed these!
Target them and get a count. We want to know how many we're dealing with.
Oh, I am so glad that I packed these Maxims. I'm gonna fire and burst so that you can stay on target.
Damn west, coming in high. Must have cover fire.
Man. Oh, is it gonna zoom? Is it gonna let me zoom in again? Okay. This thing is hard to hit, and I'm coming into range of it now. Got it. But,
Looks like we have 3 cruisers. Turrican and a Lilith.
A Lilith? Okay, Alpha. We need you to relay direct coordinates to us. Get within 200 meters of each of those cruisers, and we'll take it from there.
oh man, I'm sure I'd be cooked if there were. Hey, Sloth. Sure I'd be cooked if I had the skill level any higher.
The coordinates. Transmitting now. If you're going to do something, do it fast.
Stand by. The Ignatius is on its way.
The Ignatius? They're not pulling any punches, are they?
We've got another problem. That beam cannon on the dot is powerful enough to cover large holes in the Ignatius. Alpha Leader, Do what you can to take it out.
Right.
This is the GTG Ignatius. You flymates might want to get out of the way.
What? What? Hey, listen, son. You're about to step into a blind, aren't you?
If you say so, but you still might want to get out of the line of fire.
Okay, if you're behind me, and I don't have a good handle on this. Got some guy. Okay, they're firing.
Taking out the car indication. Clean your fly path.
I'm glad I got. Oh dear.
We've taken out the block run. That's one cruiser down. We've neutralized the dog. Excellent work, people. 2 cruisers. Excellent. Keep at it, people.
Man.
Is down. That's it. All the cruisers are destroyed. Ignatius, return to base. Alpha, clean up any remaining fighters and get out of there. Don't linger too long. It looks like the afterthought noticed you.
Good idea. I'll stick around.
This was a very risky mission, pilot. As you can see, even a small group of Shivan cruisers can be an extreme danger to our forces. When you identified the Zoth as being a Lilith-class cruiser, we elected to send in the Ignatius to hit the group as hard as we could. Congratulations, pilot. The SC Zoth, SC Bakrug, and SC Migo were all destroyed in this risky strike. As you can see, even the firepower of Shivan cruisers is never to be underestimated. Without your assistance, the Zoth may have been able to outflank the Ignatius. This was an opportunity that we may not see again. Command informs me that the Shivans have now come out of hiding in the system and are gathering for a strike. The GVD Nextbet is supervising the defense of the inner colony worlds, while our forces will be tracking the Shivan fleet's movements and responding accordingly. Consider yourself warned. Report to the showers, pilot. You've earned your break.
Now what should I really wonder what I should play after the derelict campaign. I really don't. I don't be safe to after I beat the derelict campaign, but I may think about. I may think about trying Between the Ashes on stream, though that would, or Blue Planet, Age of Aquarius, and War in Heaven. Oh yeah, I think I was planning to play Age of Aquarius and War in Heaven.
After a successful strike against the cruisers orbiting Sirius 12, the Shivans began to move.
Fearing the worst, we allocated our heaviest armaments to defend the inhabited worlds, led by the GVD Nextbet. All non-essential personnel were evacuated from spaceport installations, and planetary defenses were placed on highest alert. When the Shevans came, we would put up a hell of a fight. But they never did. The Shevans were moving, to be sure, but the same systematic tactics we saw nearly 4 decades ago were nowhere to be seen. The GVD Kefrem and GTD Ignatius continued their search. It seemed the hand of destruction had spared Sirius, if only for the moment. That hope was short-lived.
I'm just going to be looking for the file where the font scaling is stored. I would like to change it manually, but without SCP-UI I cannot change it for some reason. I don't know why. But that's why you had the brief pauses in the briefing audio, because the Freespace 2 window lost focus, and I hit pause while it loses focus.
Less than an hour ago, the Shevans materialized near the Castellan shipyards, stationed adjacent to the Sirius Deneb jump node. The evacuation of the shipyard was still in progress under the direction of the GVD Guardia. The SD Azatoth appeared first, crippling the destroyer almost immediately. The rest of the Shevans followed, and while many of our people fought valiantly to cover the escape of shipyard personnel, I am afraid to report that casualties are in the thousands. That having been said, this could have been much worse.
Get it. I better do it after the stream.
The SD Narlithtab and her fleet are now somewhere in the Deneb system. The Kefrem and the Ignatius are moving to coordinate their efforts to pursue the Sheevan advance, while aid and rescue efforts continue in the wreckage of the Castellan shipyards. Welcome to Deneb, pilot. I hope that your next visit will be under more pleasant circumstances. Following what, for all accounts, was a massacre at the Castellan shipyards, a number of vessels did manage to flee to safety. Several have made it to safe zones within Sirius, but another group of ships fled through the jump node into Deneb. We have just received a distress call from the GTCV Epicurus, a corvette escorting a handful of ships, including 2 medical cruisers, assigned to evacuate the Castellan crews. After arriving in Deneb, they made a secondary jump, only to find themselves in trouble. The Epicurus herself sustained heavy damage in the escape. Her jump engines are presently offline, and life support is failing. Her crew is moving to abandon her until such time as the corvette can be towed back to safety. She has deployed sentry guns and a transmitter, along with safety codes to deter pirate salvage. However, our more pressing concern is the GTM Tellus, one of the medical cruisers that also made an escape. The Tellus' jump drive overloaded as the group fled the shipyard. Like the Epicurus, she is dead in space. However, the damage to her jump drive is not as severe as the corvette, and it can be repaired with one of our crews. This is important, given that the number of escapees on board is more than can be handled with our available rescue craft. Due to our recent arrival in system, we are the nearest unattached unit that can oversee the rescue effort. Alpha, you were to fly cover for the crews as they evacuate the Epicurus and repair the systems aboard the Tellus. The Shevans are present in Deneb, but we still do not know their location. Delta Wing is on standby for reinforcements, if you need them. Good luck, pilot, and let's make sure that the casualties of the Castellan shipyards are kept to a minimum.
Okay, yeah, I get the Perseus. That's a good ship for this mission, I think. But what to do for the the missiles. Taking a few trebuchets would be useful.
Very Epicurus. Moving to dock. Hope you have your bags ready.
All ready, Grace. We have deployed the Zendu guns and are ready to abandon ship.
Alpha, now that you're here, we're gonna get Graham back to safety. You're in good hands, Telos.
Thanks, Corin. See you at the rendezvous. Good to see you, Alpha.
This is the Lori May requesting permission to dock, Taylors.
Granted, Lori May. The sooner we get this done, the better.
Is everyone alright in there? Telos? Epicurus? Sounds like you had quite a fight. It wasn't a fight. It was a mess. The Shivans went to us like we weren't even there. It seemed like we were just in the way. They had us there to rights, but they didn't seem to care. Welcome to our world, Epicurus. Ever since the now left the depth showed up until Sigma, we've just been in the way.
Alpha, we've docked with the Taylors. Our engineering crews are on their way to the engine room.
Okay, I think this can be the last.
Alpha, watch our backs while we load everybody on. It's gonna be a tight fit.
Okay, Grace evacuating Epicurus. Lori May is repairing the engines on the Telos. That whoever was on Epicurus counts as a survivor. What have we here? Holy crap.
So the whole party's there. Damn it, we're not ready to clear out yet.
Alpha, through your engines. Everybody, come tower, play dead. You have to make a ACS.
Play dead? You want us to drop our pants and on these bastards?
They seem to lock onto power fluctuations. They've probably already noticed it. Make like space junk and float.
Alright, but they so much as look at me sideways and I'm putting a harpoon in their tailplate.
Maggie, we put a stock in it. You gotta get us all killed.
What? They can't hear us. We're on the tight beam low power transmission. Damn, they're the winger fighters. Hold your breath. Maybe they want to see it.
Oh, what the heck?
Just shut off fire. Let them think we're space junk. I don't like this. They're getting close.
What are they doing? You know, between the ashes, you had the... If you cut your engines completely, you came to a complete stop, the engine flames would stop showing. The engine flames would go away. They would disappear. You know, the blue engine flames at the back. Yeah. Between the ashes has a feature where if you come to a complete stop, those disappear. They just vanish. Okay, let's see what...
Someone forgot to shut off the sentry gun? Good move, people. Do you think they've noticed?
Still down a moment.
The party's over. They've noticed it. Come on, let's get them before they go reinforced. I'm not willing to wait that long. Right, Lord May, we're going to have something. For your sake, get out of there.
We've almost done it.
We're doing the quick bypass search to give us a short jump out of this area.
Boy. Well, I mentioned before that I switched the plugin from I switched to from a Python script to a native plugin for my PNG tuber thing. It's now an OBS reactive image plugin. The image reacts to sound from a certain source, and I set it up so that, well, the new plugin is a native plugin written in C, and it and unlike the Python script, it does not show you when the like the Python script, the native code does not react when you're talking and you're muted. And I believe the native code version might be faster because it's native code. Because, compilers can optimize those sorts of things.
Alpha, Graves, Loring May, and Tellis have all made it out of the system. Get out of there while you still can.
Okay, I'm gonna try getting out of here now. Okay.
We weren't expecting this kind of a firefight, Alpha. However, both the Tellus and the crew from the Epicurus managed to escape. It seems that the Shevans jumped into the area, not in pursuit, but by coincidence. Luckily, your playing dead ruse worked, even if only for a few moments. We're tracking the Gnarlistep and its accompanying armada as we speak, and hope to implement a plan of action within the day. Be prepared to be called back up for duty at any moment.
I wonder if they're gonna lure the Gnarlathotep and Auriga so that they fight each other. That would be interesting, but still probably unlikely. I forget what happens to the MTD Auriga.
10 days ago, the SD Gnarlistep opened a stable jump corridor between the Tau Sigma and Sirius systems. While the GTVA Science Corps had known about this corridor previously, it was then far too unstable to travel safely. It appears that the Gnarlistep stabilized the corridor somehow. Our top subspace physicists are still trying to work out how the Sheevan destroyer achieved this. The potential for such technology, should we be able to replicate it, is enormous. More so even than the technology of the No-Sos portal. The majority of the Sheevan battle group has since moved out of Sirius and through Deneb into Vega. They have not stopped to pursue any targets of opportunity, unless they stood in the path of their relentless advance, as the shipyards in Sirius did. Fortunately, the personnel and the photon artillery prototype under development there were successfully evacuated before the shipyard was destroyed. While most of the Sheevan capital ships have moved on to Vega, the Ravana-class destroyer Azathoth and several smaller vessels remain in Deneb. We must now attempt to flesh them out. The arrival of the Sheevans has brought an interesting phenomenon to light. It seems that the Gnarlistep is still broadcasting some kind of signal to all Shivan vessels, which it has been postulated the Shivan vessels in the Phi Eridani stellar gas cloud homed in on. This signal has also been picked up by a Rakshasa-class cruiser that the GTVI captured during the Second Great War. After analyzing the behavior of the Shivans, Dr. James Sheridan, an eminent scientist in the field of Shivan research, believes that we can lure the Shivans into a trap, using the cruiser as bait. With any luck, the Shivans will attempt to rescue their stricken cruiser, and thus open themselves up to attack. The instrument of their destruction will be the GTVX Gorgon cannon, the most powerful defensive weapon ever constructed by the GTVA Science Corps. An extract of Dr. Sheridan's report on the Gorgon cannon follows. A standard meson bomb detonates without focus and spreads its massive destructive power in a large spherical area. By stripping out and modifying a Zephyrus-class vessel, it can be used to focus the meson charge into a coherent beam with incredible destructive potential. While the cannon is fragile and unstable, no vessel of destroyer class or below can withstand the power that it unleashes. We're going to be putting this to the test soon. Report to mission briefing, pilots.
Ooh, it's the Freespace version of the Behemoth. You know, the Behemoth.
has authorized the deployment of the GTVX Gorgon experimental cannon for this operation. As you've heard, the cannon focuses the energy released during a meson reaction into a coherent beam. Although the beam is powerful, the cannon itself has a low damage threshold. It is for this reason that we are deploying a considerable defensive force to protect the Gorgon. You're part of that force, Alpha Wing. The Gorgon will be defended by Alpha and...
You know what, how about we take the Ares fighters, because, you know, we don't often get a chance to fly those. It's gonna be interesting. Flying this one is gonna be interesting. Do we have Maxims? Okay, we have Cersei. We have Kazers. But no Maxims. Okay. Right. Well, get armed and...
You're part of that force, Alpha Wing. The Gorgon will be defended by Alpha...
Gonna get armed and ready for this next mission. With other missiles. Trebuchets. Oh, we can carry 13 of those. Also, each of them can carry 80 Hornets. That's cool. Tornadoes, rather. Those were much better than Hornets. Tornadoes are much better than Hornets.
You're part of that force, Alpha Wing. The Gorgon will be defended by Alpha and Delta Wings, and the cruisers GTC Hyperion and the GVCV Jilva. Due to the importance of this mission, you will be permitted to carry the UD-8 Kaiser cannon, our most powerful primary cannon. Bear in mind that while your primary objective will be to protect the Gorgon cannon, we would like the cruisers back in one piece, if at all possible. We have more fronts than just this one to fight on, and we need every capital ship we can get. The Rakshasa-class cruiser, SC Nodens, captured by GTVI during the Second Great War, has been deployed approximately 2 kilometers from the Gorgon cannon. Despite being crewless, its computers continue to respond to the Shivan signal. Our engineers stripped the cruiser of most of its weapons and engine assembly long ago. This will at least prevent the Shivans from using the vessel against us, or any autopilot taking over and forcing the cruiser to depart. Instead, the Shivans will have to come and get the cruiser themselves. Our captured cruiser has already attracted some Shivan attention. While only fighters have yet arrived, heavier support is sure to follow soon. The Shivans have attacked all GTVA vessels nearby, so it will be the job of Alpha and Delta to intercept any incoming fighters or bombers. Vessels attacking the Gorgon are to be given top priority. Everything else can take care of itself. If or when we lure the Shivan capital ships out of hiding, the GTVX Gorgon will handle them. The initiation sequence for a sustained blast from the cannon is considerable, and your wings will be expected to fend off the Shivans until then. Don't engage the Shivan capital ships, and don't get caught in the Gorgon's beam. The effects will be permanent, to say the least. The instability of the Gorgon must be constantly compensated for to prevent a critical overload of the cannon's main reaction chambers and power regulators. It is for this reason that the cannon must be manned, however dangerous this may be. Defend the cannon at all costs, Alpha. The 23 technicians and scientists on board will be counting on you to get them through this. Get down to the loading bays, Alpha. It's time to bag ourselves some Shivans.
Interesting ploy they have going there.
Wow, that's quite a sight, isn't it?
We don't have time for sightseeing, Alpha 3. Engage Gemini Wing before Shivan reinforcements arrive.
Man, that Gorgon cannon is basically the Freespace 2 equivalent of the Behemoth cannon from Wing Commander 3. Man. Okay.
Gemini Wing neutralized. Heads up, pilot. More Shivans are inbound.
Okay. What the heck? I lost track of which keys I was pressing. Oh yeah. Really gonna look up the... I really like the 4 Prometheus. I like the Quad Prometheus. I do like this Quad Prometheus. And...
Do something.
Oh, the UD8 Kaiser doesn't have much range, does it? And they force you to use the UD8 Kaiser in that Into the Lion's Den mission, Freespace 2.
That's the last of the basilics.
Picking up a new human contact. It's the SC Chalganar, Kane class.
Do we fight?
The fighters, Alpha. Gorgon control, prepare for test fire.
Affirmative. Prepare to fire 25% power. Stay out of the way, Alpha.
Yeah, I would not like to get hit by that.
As if the Shivans are gonna let us. Man. And speaking of which, the plot of this Derelict campaign is somewhat similar to Weak Commander 3, where you have the TTVA trying all sorts of things to try and defeat the Shivans. Where in Wing Commander 3, you have...
Whoa, that was 25% of the power.
That's a rock, Alpha 2. Looks like we have the meson flow regulation nailed as well.
Wow, imagine if we could get the nail. That's a test from the thing.
No time to rest easy. We've got the Hebus and Nephilim of the Vector to attack the Jovea.
Engage those bombers. You cannot afford to lose the cannon defense force.
Oh man. Whenever I can hit them with my Prometheus, and I would be good. It would be a good idea to match speed with these guys. Not get too close to them, because the shockwaves could knock me out, you know. As they did many times in the past. It's a mistake I made so many times in the past. Okay.
I think we're gonna run out of ammo before we run out of targets here.
Damn. Where are those bombers? That. Okay, how's Jilva holding up? My.
Moving to engage.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa!
The wing has entered the area and is attacking the Gorgon. Stop them before they do any serious damage.
Glad my Prometheus can hit at long range. Glad my Prometheus guns can hit at such long range. That's why I took them in the first place.
Phew. That was a close one. Thanks for covering our backs, pilot. Our ship of Azrael transport has arrived and is attempting to dock with the SD Doda.
Stop that ship, pilot. If the Sheevens board them notice, our ruse will be uncovered.
We'll take the fighters. Alpha 1, turn transport now.
Right. I have the transfer locked. Man. I can practically snipe them with my...
SD demos neutralized. Good. The Sheevens remain unaware of our trap.
Really now. Maybe they would have been the notice and find out what it belongs to us. Well, I was trying to link the guns together. I was trying to link my first and second weapon banks.
Oh my god. Command, the SD Azathoth has entered the area. Request immediate status update.
Fire the Gorgon cannon again! The answer here should be obvious. Fire the Gorgon cannon again. Oh.
Yes, Toss. West Jilva. We don't do something pretty soon. We're all dead.
Target the Azathoth and open fire. ASAP control.
Gorgon control, do not fire. Without a full core preparation, you're risking reactor breach.
You don't do it now. We're all dead anyway. Fire the damn cannon.
Open fire. Maximum power.
Damn.
That's it. We did it. We actually, right. I'm reading core instability. The Mason's voice. We can't.
The Gorgon cannon has been destroyed.
Damn. Right between two very powerful big explosions.
All we can do here. Return to base.
That was something to behold, definitely.
The arrival of the SD Azathoth was unexpected and caught our forces off guard. We had not expected to lure such a vessel into the area. It was only thanks to the quick action of the crew of the GTVX Gorgon cannon that we were able to eliminate the Shivan destroyer. It is the first major victory we can claim. However, this victory comes at a price. The GVCV Zhilva was annihilated by the Azathoth, and the crew of the Gorgon cannon were killed in a Meson containment breach that destroyed the cannon. The loss of the prototype may be a blow, but it is the loss of life that is most terrible. The GTC Hyperion survived this engagement and will now assist in strikes on the Shivan fleet elsewhere, bolstering our offensive capability. Captain Jacobson of the Hyperion thanks the 212 for defending his vessel. I'm afraid that there's no time to rest. A GTVA strike force has run into serious trouble in Vega, and you will be deployed ASAP to assist. Get ready for some more action, pilots.
Right. I think I'm done for now. Thank you very much for coming. I really do appreciate it. It really made it feel like it's worth it for me to keep streaming. Anyway, see you on Saturday for more of Freespace 2. And maybe now I can find someone to raid. I don't know. Someone else who's doing stuff for Amiga April. Because, Amiga April is going on. Holy moly, there's someone else streaming Freespace 2. It's the Shadows of Lilat mod. But actually, maybe, I don't know if NBR will let me raid them, but alright. Let's see what NBR is doing. Anyway, I will see you on Saturday. Goodbye.